Hello. Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you?
Great. We're back again, like always, on a Sunday to Knowledge is Power Podcast Live. I'm Tony Renfro and my co host, Francis Larkin. We're here
Hello.
tonight, and we've got a great guest coming up tonight, and it's going to be a wonderful time. I've got one of you guys to join in with us and enjoy the show. How about that?
That
So
sounds
with
great.
that sound great with you. So
It does.
let me clear out my screen here so we can get this. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Hey, there we
All right.
are.
We're there now. So I want to do our intro, and I want to come back with our guests. So before we go with our intro, can you give us a little
Insight.
knowledge? Yes.
Oh,
Go ahead.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Knowledge is Power Podcast Live is a platform to share important information by educating Southeast Texas African American communities with valuable information on health, education, and finances. Don't forget politics and business. We take honor in keeping our fingers on the pulse in our community and letting you know what's going on.
That's right. We are on it. And also, we're going to let you know that we're Knowledge is Power Podcast Live is on Facebook at three of our channels, uh, pages, and Spotify, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Apple, iTunes, and our new Amazon Music and Google Play. So we're all over the place all the time. Our guest tonight, so I'm back here in the backstage here, and I'm going to clear this out off the screen so that we can bring our guest out and let you all know who our guest is. So here we go. All right, now I'm ready. So our guest tonight is author of the books Why Not and Why Not Me with Jackie Sanders and Antionette Hardy. They're going to be right with us right after our intro. Welcome to Knowledge is Power Podcast Live with your host, Tony Redford, and my co-hosts, Madonna Sherwood and Francis Larkins.
Knowledge is Power Podcast Live starts now.
Hey, ladies.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Trying to get it together.
Good evening.
I have three computers. I have well,
It's never
and
together.
so I'm doing the talking and I'm punching buttons. So I want to kind of show you what I'm doing at back screen. And also I have a new switchboard that I'm going to install tonight after the show. It's called the Stream Deck. So that I won't have to be reaching of all these computers, these keyboards, and I can just push the button and it all start coming to me. Okay. Now, all right. Why not? And why not me? With our new author of the books, Jackie Sanders and Antionette Hardy. Guys, welcome to Knowledge is Power Podcast Live.
So
Thank you,
glad
guys.
to be here.
We
Also, I'm
truly
gonna have
appreciate you guys.
I'm also gonna have a button that's gonna hit a button and give you a clapping noise and all that kind of stuff.
We need all the encouragement we can get.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So just relax. You know, we're just relax, and I'm gonna change the screen here. Okay, just relax, and we just like to know about the two authors here that did the book writing, and want to know how did this get started.
So I let Antionette always tell the story. She tells the best part of the story of how the book got started. So I'll let her go.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Jackie and I were having lunch one day, and I shared with her that God laid on my heart to write a book. And she said, "Oh my God, me too." So she began to ask me what the title of my book was. So I shared that it's Why Not Me? And she said, "Oh, wow, mine is Why Me?" So we knew at that moment that we should join together and write a book together.
Oh, okay. That's how that started.
That's
Yes.
how it started. Simple as that.
Wow.
But
Great.
the engagement over the years, with COVID, just life itself. I think what we signed our contract in 2016, Jackie.
Yeah.
And out of fear and timing, um, we held the book for a while. But God laid on our hearts, what mid-summer of last year for us to come to a point to release it. And so we chose the date of January the 2nd, 2022 to release the book. And it has been phenomenal thus far.
Well, great, great, great. So, Francis, before I even go to Francis to ask you questions, let the public know who you are. I mean, just
Yeah, tell us
just
something
tell
about
about
yourself.
yourself, okay?
All right. Well, I'm Jackie Sanders, and this is my first book. And so it was challenging for me to break through sharing my story. And some of it is fictional and some of it is my story. And then the next part of the phase of it was, collaborating. Antionette and I wrote the stories separate and hadn't not read the other person's story until after we completed the books. When we completed the books, then we gave each other the manuscript from each other's book. And at that point, we realized why the book was a collaboration, because the stories just started running together with a common thread of hope and teaching our next generation about some of the challenges that we face. But myself, I'm an author now. I'm a business owner for 23 years now, and I'm a wife and a mother of grown children now, and a grandmother. And so, wearing many hats, got the opportunity to share our story for not only for us, but for the legacy that's coming behind us.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
Antoinette, tell us about you.
Well, I too am a wife, a mother of three boys. I have many hats as well. I was self-employed for many years, and now I am in municipal professional. I'm actually with the city of Beaumont now. I, like Jackie, I wanted to write a book about self-love, self-worth, self-confidence, and just self-respect. Because as women, we go through things, but we don't like to share it. And so I thought it was good for us to share the life experiences that we face, in hope that it would encourage other women and let them know that they're not alone and that we all face some things together.
So tell us, you gave us a little bit on an insight about the books that you guys co-authored. Am I correct in the co-authoring?
Yes.
Okay. So is there any particular thing inside the book other than self-love, self-respect that you want to expound upon for our audience?
Oh my goodness.
So Sadie's the characters in the book is Sadie and Bella. And Sadie and Bella take you on a journey from 15-year-old facing peer pressure.
Now, who's Sadie and who's Bella?
I'm Sadie.
Okay.
And Antionette is
I'm
Bella.
Oh, so cute. Okay.
And so in the book, we kind of take you on a journey, starting at around 15 years old, the peer pressure, the amount of important decisions you make from that place going into career, and then trying to navigate through high school, and then we bring you into the dating game, and
Lord.
Bella, I'm not going to steal Bella's thunder, but Bella tells some hot stories about her and Cash, and Cash is also a character in the story that unwinds with life, finding purpose in relationship. For me, my turning point to write the book was I had a niece that said to me, Amy, we know a lot about your trophies, but we don't know very much about your challenges.
All right.
And so when we get ready to face things, all we know is all your winning record. We have no idea how you navigate through challenges. And so the book for me was to give them a look into the life of the challenges that comes along with the victories that you do get to experience in life.
Oh, wow. Okay. There is a great need. There's always a great need because, as you guys stated before, women, we don't often share our stories, and we have these amazing stories, sometimes very unique stories that can help others as they go through the journey of life. So I appreciate you guys just being courageous, because I think it takes a lot of courage to tell your story. So I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a wonderful book.
Yeah, the book is two-sided. Why me? You get the best of both of the books, because
Yeah.
then you get Antionette's Why Not Me, and then you turn it over and you get
Ah,
my
Oh, that's
story.
awesome.
oh,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
That's unique.
That is really. So how did you decide the book cover? I mean, because isn't it question marks on one side and exclamations on the other? Did I see that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, because of why? Okay, I get it. I get it. I think that's super. That's a great idea. So, I mean, is there anything else you guys want to expound upon as far as the book goes? Any
Um,
specific messages or themes?
I guess the most important, we often think that when we make mistakes, um, we won't recover from it.
Yeah.
But the story of Bella is profound because she faces a lot of challenges and she makes a decision that not only affects her, but other people.
Mhm.
And she had to live with that decision. Um, it's like she was in a game of chess and she wanted to be the queen. So she did whatever she had to do to be the queen, although it may have hurt other people. But when it's all said and done, when God gives you your purpose and he brings you into a full circle and you know what decisions you made, he put you back on course, then you kind of not feel so bad about the mistakes or decisions you made as a naive young lady.
Right.
Let me just put it that way. So it's a growth pattern where your heart is affected, but you have to go through, you have to deal with your faith, along with your family decisions. If I'm trying not to give too much because I want everybody to read the book. But let me just share that personally, everyone who has read the book, they have either called or texted or stated that once they started reading, they couldn't put the book down. And then they shared that it's so powerful and every woman needs to read the book. And some of my closest family, like my sister, people who really thought they knew me and didn't realize that me growing up and going through some things, I did not share it. And so they had no idea that I went through the things that I did, because I was like a turtle. I just hid in my shell. Or if I didn't like myself as a person, then I felt like an ostrich. I just put my head in the sand and just was emotionless pretty much. I just lived life. My husband says it best. He says, you just have to deal with the cards that you're dealt with.
Right.
But it all begins on your decision and what you do from when you make that decision.
But do you think in writing this book, that it helped you in a way to not be, from what you just stated, it seems as if you're not more so of a closed off person, but more of an introvert. Do you think that this book helped you become, say the things that you wouldn't normally say publicly?
Indeed. I often tell people that I write better than I can tell people. So I wrote it, I put my heart on my sleeve, and I just wrote what I felt, um, which would help others. But yes, I'm not the one to be elated in words, and I'm not that person. People think I am, but I'm really not.
Well,
And for me, I came
yeah.
to a place in the story where it said, I realized that Sadie is broken, but she can still color, and navigating through that and searching for the good life. These are just some of the things that I touch on in the book, questioning the plan that God has for my life, learning how to be still and just trust the plan and the process. Um, I talk about losing my mother, who worked for the business, and how that impacted my life. And I talk about treasures and transformation and the choices, making sure that out of the hurt, I look at what came out of it good, and the pros and the cons, and begin to set a pattern for my life as I begin to go forward. I talk a little bit about being a single mother, a good portion of my life, raising the kids, and being an entrepreneur at the same time. So for me, it was like, this is tough, but the victories that came out of it they surprised me, that once I look back, because I was just putting my head down, working it out, that God got the glory for so many things that I was able to work through, forgive, and really face.
Oh wow. Well, as co-authors, do you guys find yourself more similar or different? And if so, is that what makes your balance in writing or co-authoring this book what it is? Do you find yourself, because just to me, one seems introverted, the other seems very outgoing. So do you think that created a good balance? Am I right?
Yes.
It seems like
Yes,
that
I
created
truly
a good
agree.
balance for the book.
I truly
totally
found
agree.
some treasures in the process. I had never worked with Antionette. I didn't have an ongoing relationship with her, talk to her on a regular basis. In fact, her and I had a more of a client relationship until the book started unfolding. And I knew her from church. And we didn't go to the same church, but I knew her from church friends. And as we began to write, I realized, man, our stories are so different, but they cross certain lines of hope. The desperate places, those places right there where you just reach the crossroad, where you got to do the right thing right here. That was a chord that was similar to both of us. And I do feel that we're more alike now than from when we started the book.
Okay. Very
I
good.
agree.
I think
it's like a marriage.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, and you can notice our shirts.
Where my weakness is, her strength picks up.
Very
good. So it's a good relationship.
So
she and I always talk about partnership, because we was like, okay, if this happens, what are we going to do? If this happens, what are we going to do? Mm-hmm. So we both are, have great expectations about our partnership, and we know that God is in it for the long haul. And like Jackie said, we were friends. But now we're real sisters, like,
Yeah.
you know.
And Antionette spends a lot of time in the book talking about the absence of a sister. And one of the
Yeah.
things that is very different about our lives is I have 6 sisters and she never had any. So in the book, she
Oh,
I have
talks
one.
about the lonely. She has one sister. Yes, I'm
Yes.
sorry. She does. She has one sister, but she talks
It,
about the inability to really feel that her sister is hearing her. You know, she elaborated a few minutes ago is that a lot of people were in shock that she had went in a shell and they didn't really know all this about her because she kept it to herself. On the contrary, I have this host of sisters that have been meeting for 20 years, going to a place every year just to download everything we've been through in our lives. And so we got to see, you know, how that works in different places of our lives. That for me, it feels like I'm going to therapy when I go talk to my sisters. You know, it's just like, okay, let's talk to Dr. Jill. Okay.
and
well,
let me
I'm glad you.
add to that
Yes.
it you know, me having just boys and no girls, that's what I was missing in my life. The sisterhood, you know, although my sister and I are really close, you know, some things we're quite different. She doesn't like to shop and I love to shop, you know, and that was just something that I always wanted, was to have my own daughter. And so that's something to add, that really affected me in motherhood. And I expound on that, you know, in the book, my why I value sisterhood so much.
Oh,
well,
well,
it sounds like it's a great message. Go ahead, Tony, because I
well,
could talk about this all day,
well,
honey.
I'm gonna get it back to you, but Jackie kind of threw me off. I said, "Wait a minute, she don't have a sister. Wait a minute, I must be in a coma. I must have been in a coma
That was Miss Antoinette.
during that time."
Yeah, I do have
I'm glad you
one
corrected.
sister.
Yeah, she sure did.
Yes,
Yes,
Well,
yes.
tell us
One
about your shirt.
beautiful,
yes, she
talented
is.
sister.
Yes, she is.
Okay,
That's she's
so
my friend.
yes. Um, so you know, I like designing things. Okay, I have an online boutique as well as other things that I do. And I was like, okay, Lord, I need to come up with our logo. And so I just was going, right name Hardy, Sanders, Sanders Hardy. And all of a sudden, I just put the H with the hyphen and the S and with the heart. And when I looked back on paper, I was like, oh my God, this is it. Because it kind of stands for His love,
Okay.
if you kind of look at it. And I say, and it's all about God's love for us. And no matter how we feel about ourselves, God loves us as we are. And that's how we came up with the logo. And when I asked Jack, I said, okay, Jackie, what's the first thing that you see when you look at the logo? And she too said, oh my God, His love. And I was like, okay, well, that's what it's going to be. And so that's what we came up with. And it's a full circle because in life, like I said, if you may make one mistake, but when you live with purpose and God's will, it's God gonna make sure you go full circles to get you back on track.
Well, I think that's beautiful. I'm over here in tears. I just think that's amazing. And what you guys are
Oh my
doing is
God.
amazing. So,
You know, you every call that I have received from close friends and family, they have me in tears because you know, after they read the book and they realize some of the things they come to term with some of the things that I do in life, or um, how I salute a person. My one of my coworkers, she said, I am not an avid reader, but I'm buying this book because I want to support you. And so it was like 9 o'clock at night. I think I was cleaning the kitchen and I received a text and she wrote, she said, I told you I'm not a avid reader. I picked up your book and I cannot put it down. And she said, oh my God, this is so good. So the next morning when I got to work, she came to my office and she said, you know how you think you know somebody and you really don't know them? She was like, now that I've read your book, I understand some of the words that you speak. She said, you know, like I always greet somebody either with hello, beautiful, or Chabella, or something, um, something different to make people feel better about themselves. And she just had me in tears. And I'm like, girl, we are at work and you got me crying in front of these people. And then my aunt is who like is my second mother to me. She shared, she was like, first of all, let me say, job well done. Secondly, let me say that I'm sorry because I never knew you felt this way or you went through some of the things you faced. And I was like, Mom, I just kept it all to myself. You know, I just had to be strong about it. And, you know, I'm not the one to talk and tell my business. I always think my life is private. And that's one of the things God said that when he spoke to write the book was my story will change lives. And so I had to keep that in mind when I was writing the book and sharing everything that I faced with. You know, when I say Bella faced some things, she faced some things dealing with her faith, her family, fake friends, just some things that, you know, that people may not realize that I may have faced in my life.
Get the book.
When they see me, they just think, oh my God, Antionette has this, Antionette has that, and yada yada. But they do not know what I went through
to get to where you are.
to get to where I am
That's
right
right.
now.
That's right. That's right.
Yes. So tell us, is there a book signing? I know that the book is ready for purchase. Please let us know where and if there is a book signing or how many book signings. If you're going on a book tour, tell us a bit about that. My daughter's in the back ear hustling.
Okay. Well, we did have a official book release on January the 2nd. Jackie and I are planning a sister to sister weekend, Memorial Day, I think the Sunday before Memorial Day. So look forward to that. But in between, we'll be doing some things like we're going to be hosting a vision board uh, uh, party kind of, and then we're trying to do a roundtable discussion. We have a lot of local artists in Beaumont,
Mm-hmm.
and I have all of their books. And as I read their books, it it's like a full circle.
Mm-hmm.
It Everybody touches on one subject that everybody has faced with. You know, if it's self love or uh, discouragement, you know, just sisterhood, womanhood. It all just goes together. So I want to do some kind of roundtable discussion, um, so that people can just talk and encourage one another, and just share some life experiences so they know that they're not alone in this. Because you know, with COVID and everything, the suicide rate is so high because people are just in their own minds
Mm-hmm.
and they need to release. So, and we want to be that vehicle that they can use to release, knowing that we all have been there, we all have thought about it. You can agree or disagree,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but you know, but we all have to come together as women and help one another.
Well, you guys definitely can do so much with that. You could do women's empowerment, you can do banquets, you can do seminars where you actually break out and do work to get, to get this confident. I mean, it's just so much you can do with
Yes.
what you guys have going on. It could actually be a full movement, and I support it. So,
Thank you.
thank you so much for sharing with us and sharing your personal with us to to empower and to improve and to make us better human beings and women. So absolutely.
You guys gonna be what's next? You guys gonna write another book? What is the plan? What's the game plan?
Well, God did lay in my heart. So now I am actually writing about a mother raising boys. So, yeah, my kids was like, okay, mom, you need to keep it legal. I was like, oh, Lordy, what stories are you going to tell? I'm like, it will be from my point of view, kids, not from yours. So, I'm hoping
writing
to
as
release that
well.
at the end.
You are?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm writing because I just sense that when we just really put it on the pages, sometimes the stories collide and the collaboration comes together. So as she begins to pen some of the things that she feels, I'm penning some of the things from the entrepreneurial world. Sadie the entrepreneur and Sadie the wife, and some of the bringing out some of the other characters that we didn't write very much about in the book,
Right.
because people will want to know more about the life of Bella and Sadie. And so I just begin to journal some of the other facets of our lives as we wrote. But I did want to speak to, you had said something about, having the courage to write this. I do remember a distinct moment when we were sending it to the publisher where it felt like you were just releasing a whole bunch of things about your life into the world. And I told Antionette, I'm having trouble today because the faith to, I know God said, but the faith to release all the things we released about our lives, it's a
Right.
scary place.
It
And
is.
so the faith to release it, God has covered us, and our husband has supported us to release the stories before we release them. And for that, we have to thank them because it's their
Yes.
story too, as
Right.
people, read our lives.
Wonderful.
Well, I don't think we touched on it, but where can we purchase the book?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
So
now we
Jackie
talk.
and I, Jackie and I do have some books available on our website. It's findingherwhy.com.
Okay.
And right now through Valentine's Day, when you buy the book, you could get the shirt for $15. So you'll save $10 on the shirt when you buy the book. And I think the discount code is love.
Yes.
And we also are on Amazon. You can Google either one of our names, and the book will come up.
Yep.
And along with that, Jackie and I are doing a giveaway on Valentine's Day, where you would get a book. And what we're doing is all of those who would share their reviews either on our website, or they can text it to us, DM us, and we'll post it. But anybody who would want to do their review, we're going to be doing a book, the t-shirt, and also I'm doing a face mask that says "Be You." And because I have an online boutique, I came up with my own candles. So I'm going to be doing a candle with Bella name on it. And I'm also creating one for Sadie. It's in the works. So we're trying to get everything out there and get our names out in the entrepreneurial book author world. Okay.
and we're gonna help you promote.
God
it
already
there.
spoke that our books is going to be a movie, guys. So be ready.
Yeah, we're gonna help you promote it as well. This is why.
Thank you so
I
much.
I reached out to you guys, and I wanted you to get this, be successful. and that's the
Thank
most
Thank you
you.
important
so
thing.
much.
Helping, blessing each other. It's the best
Thank
way
you.
to succeed. And of course, again, I'm going to invite you guys again just before your next book release, and we're going to do it all over again. How about that?
Well,
All
sounds good.
right.
Thank you
Sounds
so
Right.
much.
good.
All right. All right. You want to tag it, Francis?
Oh, I'm already subscribing.
Okay. So I wish you had given me that information
I'm
so I could
already
have it on the
subscribing.
screen. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I could have. I was telling Annette, Antionette and Jackie, if I had that, I could have earlier. I could have posted online so people could see how to subscribe to it.
Oh yeah,
So
it's
get
super
one more.
easy.
Yeah, right. So one more time, tell them how they can subscribe to your books.
Okay. It's findingherwhy.com.
And it's when you type it in, it's the first comes up in the search. So
Good.
Great,
Well,
great,
good. That means people have been purchasing.
right.
You know, immediately when we did our first book, when we did the book release, we sold out what in an hour, I think. Then we purchased 50 more books and they sold out. So now we do have a limited stock, people, on our website. But again, if you order a book from Amazon and you're a Prime member, you get it free shipping. And Jackie and I would be honored to autograph it. So even if you order it through Amazon, you can reach out to us and we will autograph it for you.
Jackie, have any last words, Jack?
Oh, thank you for having us. It's just a beautiful platform to be a part
Yes,
of. It's just some of the things that you guys are doing. I kind of look through your platform as well. I'm just excited about the voice that's in our neighborhoods, that's giving some knowledge, education, and power. And thank you. We're honored that you would have us on your show.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed you guys on my show, on our show. Knowledge is Power Podcast Live. We try to reach out to all, and we just want to be a blessing to our community. So, with that said, before we close, I want to let everyone know that February is Black History Month, and Knowledge is Power Podcast Live hosts and my podcast crew will be recognizing our Black heritage and we're going to discuss critical race theory and
Mm.
our and I would like you all to invite you all to our new Knowledge is Power podcast Black culture page. A lot of education there on our heritage, Black heritage, our culture. Uh, it's about health, all types of articles there that will help the African American community, and that's educating our people about our heritage, our history. It's very rich, and I want to invite you guys. But we'll be on Tuesday night talking about Black history, discussing Black history and others. So I also let you know, guys, you've had quite a bit of comments, and everyone is thanking you guys and congratulating you on your on your books. So with that said, I've got like there's one there from our YouTube channel. Yes.
My mother's name is Antonia.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So it's Antonio Jones.
yeah,
Yes.
She
Oh,
said
Baby
amen.
Jones.
yeah, that
Yes,
says
yes.
Antonia James on there.
This is Jones on mine.
yeah,
Jones.
JOMES.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. I don't
so
know.
that's it. Another congratulations. They'll probably coming to me from our group page. So let me see who that is. I can tell you by going to our group page. It'll tell me who's sending that message, comment to congratulate you guys. That's Margaret Segura, who's congratulating you guys, and Kathy Wingate. A big shout out to.
Oh,
She
Kathy. I
said
know
it's an awesome show.
Kathy.
Yeah, she said
Hi,
awesome show.
Kathy.
And let's see. Yeah, she's all there. So we had quite a few people here congratulating you guys on your success on your new book.
Thank you all very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Yes, and I am so happy to be able to help push you guys, to promote you guys, and let people be aware of the books and as writers. Two young, exciting young ladies here with us tonight. Jackie Sandres and Antionette Hardy. The book, Why Not and Why Not Me. So, with that said, we got to go. We'll see you on Tuesday. Guys, thank you so much, and God bless you. And remember, knowledge is
Thank you,
power.
Tony. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for watching Knowledge is Power Podcast Live. Be sure to like and subscribe to all Knowledge is Power social media pages.